Yes, friends, your prayers have been answered. It's Poet the Poet. And to get Poet the Poet, you also have to put up with me. I'm Robert Dunn. I'm the host of the show. And we're coming to you from the International Bookstore and Cafe on LaGuardia Place in the heart of NYU country in Manhattan. And we have two fascinating guests this evening. We have Ella Smith on the one hand, and a little further along on the same hand, we have Adam Ziffer.
Thank you for your fascination.
Well, I'm sure my confidence will be justified within the next half hour or so. So why don't we get right to that? We have Ella Smith over here,
hello.
who is from Denver, Colorado.
Yes.
Had the vision on top of the mountain, the Rocky Mountains, came down, and came to New York for some reason. Let's see, you've appeared in Loretto Heights Dimensions Literary Journal.
Yes.
A local publication?
It's a local publication from Colorado called Dimensions.
Let's see. You've been in the National Poetry Library's anthology After the Storm, and you've been in Medicinal Purposes. Oh yes, Medicinal Purposes, that's us. We have this nice little magazine that we're very proud of. Let's see, and you run a reading, believe it or not, for Poet the Poet, in a place called the Planet One Cafe in the East Village.
Yes, I do.
All right, that's a lot of fun. Get a lot of local characters, I take it.
Oh, yeah, all the kind of characters there are on the planets. People to people, planet to planet.
And Poet the Poet. And, it all works in kind of nicely. Do any of these strange and wonderful characters get into the poems?
Oh, well, those will have to come in the next batch of poems, I suppose.
Well, let's find out what you do have. How about a poem, Ella?
Okay, this poem is about a character called Candy. Candy. People complained that she worked in such a limited vein, practically pornographic in her graphic desire to expose, to parade unclothed, words naked upon the air with each exhalation. Candy. People complained that she was too willing, too ready to spread, to bend beneath the commercial, consensual whim, swimming in a sea of titillation, lewdly licking the lollipop, a shameless population pleaser. Candy. People complained. She used to be such a nice girl, they said, so quiet and polite, until that night she loaded up her larynx like a Luger with still-tipped tongue and fired at will. Her onomatopoeias popped. She mowed them down with metaphors where they dropped screaming, protecting the supposed purity of their art, while she enforced our copulation upon the general population. Crazy Candy. People complained while they lay nailed to the floor, gasping and writhing and bleeding and pleading, sucking syllables with each exclamation. Candy, oh Candy. People complained.
Gosh, and I was just about to ask for her phone number, too, but I'd probably get the complaint department.
Well, yes, you would.
Was Candy a real person?
Candy is a composition of several people. And most interestingly, she's a composition of, believe it or not, a Catholic nun that I had in high school who seemed very composed on on the surface, but would recommend really wild reading lists for me, and I think she nurtured that, you know.
Gosh, perhaps I should reconsider that invitation I had once. In any event, so that's where that comes from. What else have you got in there?
Okay, I'll do a brief piece for you, called Sister. Sister. Nubia Nile child, nature did not knit your hair with some processed Carol kit. Though by every mouth you are taught that any beauty of yours must have been purchased, must have been bought. Remember, by her hand you were found, dark and natural, beauty crowned.
That wasn't another nun by any chance, was she?
No.
Okay. All right, good to know that you're getting around there. Let's see. How did you happen to get into the poetry racket?
Got into a poetry racket, as you say, because I was a captive audience because my father was a poet, is a poet, and you either leave the house or listen to his poetry.
Were you a fan of his?
Later on, I became a fan after I'd stopped being forced to memorize his poems and perform them for dining entertainment for a company. You know,
oh, I see. This was back in Denver, was it?
Back in Denver. Might have been one of the reasons I left there, but...
something in the air.
Something. Oh, no, it's a mile high. The air is pure.
The air is fair. All right. I'll have to go there sometime. What sort of poetry did he write?
Oh, his poetry is very metaphysical and describes the reason why we're here. So if you ever want to know the reason why we exist on this planet, you can call my father.
Maybe get invited to dinner.
Yep.
Did you inherit or acquire anything in terms of poetry from him?
Oh, just a love of language, actually. While I resisted it because I was embarrassed as a child, because he would talk to people in the store and everyone and say his poem whether they wanted to hear it or not, I guess I just acquired a love of language from being exposed to the rhythm and everything of his language.
Okay, how about a little something then to demonstrate the love of language?
Oh, love of language.
And poetry and stuff.
Okay, well, I'll do one called Poetry Cafe. It's about poetry and being in a cafe. It's night, Friday night, late night, any night, and everyone's got expectation breathing on their skin like a hot wind to suck in and blow out slowly. Smoky, addicted to it. You can lick it, you can taste laughter and liquor in the air, intoxicating, drinking in the singing sounds as the poets take their rounds. A body to soul jam, a deep and slow grind. Those words take your mind and it's dancing. The crowd moans, the crowd groans, the crowd laughs, the crowd screams in pleasure and moves from partner to partner like a well-trained whore, waiting for more, waiting for another momentary lover. Some they just bear, some they don't care, and some are a pleasure to service. And the little nervous virgins await their moment dry mouth while the well-initiated get wet, 'cause sometimes getting off on words is as good as it gets. Liquid fire, inspired fantasy flame. The Poetry Cafe is playing her game. High priestess weaving her magic juju thing, shaking it and keeping it going, keeping pens and blood flowing, running hot with ink, poetry, and passion. And eyes, ears, and mind open, waiting, pleading, open, waiting, beating, open, waiting, open, waiting, beating.
Take it easy, Adam.
I am getting complexes here, you know. I think I'm going to hide under the stone.
Under the stone, huh? Before you do that, let me just explain that this is how you get a feature east of Avenue C in Manhattan. Just want to let you know about that. Well, now that you've committed stuff like that to paper, what do you want to go on to do with poetry?
With poetry?
Or anything else for that matter.
Well, with poetry, I've taken into my mind that I want to write even short things to learn another language. I'm one of those Americans that have been taught that English is the only language, and now I want to know that other languages are beautiful, and I'm going to start writing like maybe short poems like in German or Spanish.
Well, you come to the right place here in the International Bookstore and Cafe. They have more languages than you can shake a stick at. They got Russian, they got Korean, they got Swahili, Portuguese.
What about Polish?
Polish. You'll have to teach me some words in Polish.
I'm
then
better
I can
in
write.
Polish.
Okay.
He might just do that, but we'll have to save that for the next half of the show. In the meantime, I think it's time for another poem.
Oh. This one is termed called Midnight. She flung starshine out into the midnight of the sky, whispering sweet sound, whispering darkness. And so she did dance, dancing a beauty trance, dancing a dance of beauty darkness. She did not listen to their cries, she did not listen to their lies. She swayed her hips, smacked her lips, body, whole body dancing. She flung starlight out into the midnight of the sky. Sister, woman, child, girl, she sang her song into the world, into the night, loud and long. She swayed pursed lips, laughing, body, whole body laughing. She did not listen to them there who say there's too much curl in her hair, too much width in her thigh, too much sway in her hip, too much thick in her lip, too much melanin in her skin. She did not listen. She flung starlight out into the night, laughing sweet darkness, and she sang above their cacophony of voices, their cacophony of narrow choices. She parted her thick lips to sing. She parted her thick lips to kiss the air with sweet darkness. She swayed, pursing lips, laughing, body, whole body laughing, body, whole body, shoulder, breast, belly, leg, and thigh laughing, tip of tongue to toe laughing. She flung starlight out into the sky laughing, wearing her so close and tight to her skin laughing, deep, rich, laughing skin, a dark velvet nightgown, her nappy hair, her glory crown. She throws starlight out into the darkness singing. She throws starlight out into the sky singing. She throws starshine out into the velvet, velvet darkness.
I've got to get her phone number. Maybe I could offer her some candy.
Oh, hey.
Do you have one more little one that we could slip in?
One more little one.
Little one. Make something up.
Oh, I'll do my one German piece.
Okay.
Kuss mich, mein Liebchen, wieder und wieder, wieder und wieder.
Which means?
Kiss me, baby, again and again. And again and again.
Well, well, thank you, Ella Smith, for coming on Poet the Poet. I'm going to do just that, but we're going to turn off the camera because it's not that kind of a show.